Welcome. Welcome to our Saltmarsh Rehabilitation Information and Engagement Evening for Tuggerah Lakes. Thank you so much for joining us. 6 till 8 p.m. is a really dedicated time to be joining us. I know that for some of you, that's really valuable family time. And so we really, really appreciate you choosing to spend this time with us this evening to help provide your input, your feedback, your contributions to the work that we're doing for Tuggerah Lakes, for rehabilitating this really important salt marsh habitat. We really, really value your feedback and input and contribution. So thank you so much for giving us your time. We promise that we won't waste it. I would really quickly like to introduce the team. So my name's Ashley. My role at Central Coast Council is Senior Science Communicator. And I'm specifically focused now in the estuary management team. Everyone that you can see here, we all form the estuary management team. So Vanessa is our team leader of estuary management. And we have Sashi and Sevi online. They're both estuary project officers. We have Mel online. She's an estuary management officer. And Nick works closely alongside me in an environmental education officer role. So lots of diverse expertise across education and communication with Nick and I, and in various project management and marine biology, environmental science roles for the project team. We're all from the Central Coast. We all live locally. We're all part of the community. And as part of the community, as residents, we all really value having the incredible healthy lake ecosystem in the same way that all of you guys do. We love it and care for it and are passionate about it just as much as, or probably more so than your average Central Coast resident. And that's why we do what we do. That's why we come to work every day. We want to help protect the estuary. We want to help provide the community with the best possible environment and recreational services and facilities and events and opportunities. So we're all very, very passionate. I'm so lucky to work in a team of such passionate, smart, talented, capable individuals. I was just saying to the team today how grateful I am to work with such an amazing team. So hopefully we'll be able to answer any questions that you have, and we really look forward to going on this journey together tonight, really working together to go through these plans that we have and getting your input on the plan. So without further ado, I'm just going to share my screen. Bear with me as I pop up the presentation that we've put together. We've been working on this one for quite a while. Hopefully this works. Share, there we go. Can everyone see that? Beautiful. All right. I would like to acknowledge our funding body. So the Australian government very generously has provided the funds for this program, for this workshop, these works, and for our time through their Environment Restoration Fund programs. That's an ongoing grant that we've had for a couple of years now. It's a really beautiful, big, generous grant from the Australian government that's covering the cost of all of these programs. It's really important for us to acknowledge them. And I think it's also important for the community to know where the funds are coming from in this instance for this project, in light of all of the current situations that are happening on the Central Coast. There we go. All right. I am very, very, very passionate about acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land that we meet on, and being a virtual meeting tonight, it's a great opportunity for us each to individually take a moment to think about the traditional custodians of our individual land that we are individually on, wherever that may be in the world, even over in Portugal. I think it's really important that we all just reflect on the tens of thousands of years of history, the custodians who walked on that land, who fought on that land, who cared for that land, and who have so much to pass on to us if we're open in our hearts and our minds to listen to what they have to share with us. And I'd like to welcome any Indigenous people who might be joining us this evening, and thank you for your contribution to the continuation of the legacy of knowledge and care that has been passed down for so many years. And I think in particularly in the context of Tuggerah Lakes, it's really important to recognise the dark and young people who have so beautifully cared for and respected and held that land for so long in a way that was so beautifully cared for. It's a really important place, Tuggerah Lakes, and it's got so much cultural history, and the Indigenous custodians really did do the best job of looking after it. And I think we have a lot to learn from them and their ways of being such incredible custodians for the environment. So a really good thing for us to have in mind as we talk through what we can do and what we can learn and share tonight in doing our bit to continue the legacy of caring for that land. As an overview of what we're going to do tonight, we're going to talk about Tuggerah Lakes as a system in general to start with. We're going to just quickly look at the type of lake that it is and how it functions. Things like an icol. I don't know if anyone knows what an icol is. It stands for intermittently closed and open lake or lagoon. It's quite an unusual type of waterway in the world. They're really quite rare in other parts of the world. So we're very lucky to have such a unique ecosystem here. And the way that Tuggerah Lakes functions is quite unique in so many ways. So we're going to talk about some of those really big overview concepts that relate to sort of estuary ecology that underpin the management actions and the decisions that we need to make when we're managing it. So we'll go through some water quality things and talk about the importance of the catchment, because really it's a very big catchment feeding into Tuggerah Lakes, and we really need to concentrate our management not just on the lakes themselves, but on all the catchment that feeds into the lakes. We'll then talk specifically about saltmarsh. I know this is a saltmarsh information even. You guys are here to hear about saltmarsh. So we'll learn at a high level, like what is saltmarsh? Why is it so important? It's an endangered ecological community. So really lucky to have that here on the Central Coast, and talk about why it's important, why it's such an incredible species that can actually do so much for us in terms of helping to improve water quality and our environment here around Tuggerah Lakes. And then we're going to talk specifically about each of the individual projects that we're working on. So we have 4 different project sites that we're going to be launching to you guys tonight. 4 different sites around San Remo, Budgewoi, Tacoma, Lake Munmorah. We're going to go through each one individually, show you our plans, get your feedback on our plans, see what you think. And then we can open the mics up for anyone who has any questions or comments, anyone who'd like to say anything on the microphone. We'll let you turn on your microphones and you guys can chat to us. If at any time throughout the whole night you want to chat to us, 2 ways to do that. You can